So let's go ahead and get started. See if you guys can see that. Okay. And the first card that you have for the month is Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. And if that will zoom in, you'll see that it's a beautiful card. It has rainbow and dove signifying hope. It has the lotus flowers. And what they're saying is, oh, they're giving me some more information. Okay. So what they're saying is that for a number of you, you are about to begin this new chapter in your personal life. It really is beginning a new chapter in your happiness. For a large number of you, that they're saying that has to do with your love life. They're saying for a small number of you, that's having to do with your job. But they say you are embarking on that. There is some healing that needs to be done. They're saying that a number of you, they are commending you and congratulating you on the work that you have done with your healing your heart, healing yourself, emotionally preparing yourself to move forward. They are congratulating you on that. They're saying some of you still have some healing to do, and they want you to know that it will be worthwhile because everything that you desire awaits. So they're encouraging you to take those final steps, finish and do that inner healing that needs to be done. For some of you, it's healing your heart and your emotions, and so that healing your receptivity of love. For some of you, it's letting go of the past. They just said that you're going to have to kick the doors closed that are behind you in order for the next chapter's doors to open. So they're saying for some of you, it's a love situation. So an ex-lover, an ex-spouse, someone that you just keep hanging on to is what's keeping you from your happiness. So they're saying you need to completely, firmly close that door behind you in order to be able to walk through this door in this next chapter that is going to bring you that happiness. Because they say that other door, that other person, you keep that door cracked open and you keep opening it, closing it. You've got to firmly close that and let that go. Because it was just a lesson. It's time for you to move on, because they're saying that situation with that person has caused you to lose your hope. If you look at the card, they just have the dove stand out. They say that person, what they have done to you, again, for a number of you, that they've cheated on you, they've lied to you, they've deceived you repeatedly over and over and over again, and you've continued to go back to them out of hope and hoping that it's going to change and hoping that it would improve and reminiscing on the past. Because for some of you, it's an ex-lover that you've been with for years. It's an ex-spouse that you keep going back to. For some of you, it's a romantic partner that you keep going back and forth to. So, but they're saying it's been going on for years, and they're saying that because of those emotions, you keep looking back at how it was years ago, and you keep thinking, okay, well, if we could just get that back, we could just get that back. But you have been given all these signs that that's not the right person for you. They continue to hurt you. They continue to they're saying that they deceive you. They deceive you into coming back because they're using you for money. Some of you, they're using you for sex. Some of you, but for a lot of you, they're just using you for financial gain. And for some of you, they're just using you for your help. You're like helping them with projects or health, or you're helping them with something. So they just use you, they mislead you, they deceive you, they bring you back. I get a number of you that they've cheated on you, they've lied to you, but they're saying that you know that this is all going on. They're saying it's been very clear. You've had a lot of signs, you know that. But because that person has treated you so wrong for so long, you've also lost hope in having that love, that relationship that you truly desire. So they're wanting to remind you that to have hope, have faith, that is what they have in store for you. If you can see here, it's beautiful. That's awaiting you. But they're saying it's not with that person. That person is the set of doors behind you. You need to kick that closed. They're saying seal it up for good, because you are done with that and you won't move forward until you finally close that chapter to move on. So They're encouraging you to have this be that month. And then for some of you, they're saying, those of you that's the job, it's a very small number of you that's the job. They're saying it's going to be an easy transition for you. They're just saying you need to have hope and faith in yourself because you're doubting your abilities, doubting that you're going to have the financial abundance that you need for your lifestyle. They're encouraging you to have faith and hope and trust and just go for it because that is what's meant to be. That is your path. And same thing, they've been giving you a lot of signs. So just trust those signs and go for it because everything you desire is waiting for you. And then they are saying that for some of you that you'll have to forgive my dogs. Neighbor dog is barking. That's for some of you, in order for you to cross through this and cross over this threshold to get to that place of happiness that you desire and all those things that you've really wanted and desired, you are going to have to do the inner healing. They're saying a number of you just, you dodge it, you ignore it, you don't want to deal with the emotions, you don't want to deal with the feelings, you don't want to deal with the healing. So you just ignore it. And they're saying the time of ignoring it's over if you want to get to this other side. Because you're going to have to do the inner healing. Some of you, you're going to have to break an addiction. Some of you, it's drinking. Some of you, it's drugs. Some of you, it's also it's almost like overworking. You throw yourself into work and projects and stuff so you don't have to deal with it. So they're encouraging you to deal with it this month. Finally deal with it this month, heal those emotions, kick that door closed, make any of the changes that you need, break any addictions that you need, because that is what's going to open up the new opportunities for you. And again, that a number of you, you've started making these changes, and a number of you, you know that you have to make these changes. It's been blaringly obvious, but they're saying you've stubbornly, repeatedly ignored them. So they're encouraging you to pay attention, jump on board with the healing because what they have for you is miraculous blessings. They said miraculous blessings await you, but you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to take the step. And those of you that have to close doors, you're going to have to do that. Next card we have is the Temple Path. And this card's talking about your spiritual purpose and how you're supported, how you're being helped with your life path. So I get a number of you've been going through a lot of, spiritual evolution, a lot of spiritual growth. When, you look at this card again, you see that there's this winding path leading up, and, it just winds and it's leading up to this beautiful temple. It's blessed. It's divinely blessed. What they're saying is that's signifying, for some of you, that's the career opportunity. They're saying that's divinely blessed from above. For some of you, that is a new relationship. That too is divinely blessed. So it's blessed. It's part of your spiritual destiny. It's it's meant to be. It's your divine path. It's been blessed by above. It's watched over by God and angels. And your soul has had this path, this destiny in mind your entire lifetime. They're saying for a number of you, it's a partner, it's a love interest, it's not someone that you're with yet. They're saying a number of you, though, you know that person. For some of you, you're seeing that person. For a small number of you, it's career, because you're being shifted to go down a career path that you've never done before, and you're a little worried about that, hesitant about that. But in all situations, they're saying this is divinely blessed, watched over by God, sure deal. Which is why it's your soul's calling. It's like meant to be. Which is why you keep getting pushed in that direction, even when you try to get off the path, because they're saying that a number of you keep trying to jump off the path. Out of fear, out of worry, out of emotions and things that haven't been healed, of past stuff you've not dealt with or kicked to the past, doubt and worry in yourself that you've not healed. You keep trying to jump off the path, but they keep shoving you back on the path because that's where you're meant to be. And so what they're saying is what you've been going through. So this, the path's it swirls. Some of you feel like you've just been going in circles, like there's repeated emotional patterns and repeated things that you've been going through that just seems to be the same vicious merry-go-round cycle. And some of you, it's like, when's this ever going to end? So what they want you to know is the things that you've been going through, it's just part of your soul's path. It's part of your soul's process. For a number of you, it's just part of the stuff that's, your karmic, path, your healing, what's getting you in the right direction. So what are they saying? Okay. So for some of you, what they just said is like, so for some of you that, you have this ex-lover, ex-spouse, partner, that you keep going in some vicious circle with them, and it's just ugly every time you go back, but you keep going back. Maybe you're masochist, you'd like the pain. They keep trying to get you off of that path and back onto your path you should be in. They're saying to not beat yourself up for that, because you just haven't been ready to deal with it up to this point, but now you are ready to deal with it. So they're trying to help you deal with that and acknowledge it, understand it for what it is, the experience that it is, and trying to push you forward onto your path. And what they're saying is that simply that vicious cycle, to not beat yourself up, because that really was just your karmic path. It was a karmic big lesson for you to learn. Because we all in life, we go through these massive milestone lessons in life for personal growth, development, to be able to move forward. And that's just simply your lesson. But now it's time. You're going to get out of that swirling path and you're going to go upward into that temple, upward into that divine love, that divine career, that thing that is meant for you. And if you look at the card, there are all these lights that surround the temple. And that's representing, your family members. And that's representing your angels and the guides and everyone that's around you to assist you right now, because they're saying that you are completely surrounded, because this is a divinely watched over thing. You are completely surrounded by all the support and love that you could ever need and imagine to help you get through this. But you need to open yourself up to their assistance. You need to be also open up to their wisdom, their inspiration, their guidance, because they're saying that, you've been getting a lot of divine guidance, a lot of divine nudges and pushes and information, but you've just blatantly ignored it. They're encouraging you to listen in the month of May so that you can move forward into this happiness that awaits you. So they're saying that by listening this month and by taking those action steps and listening to that intuitive guidance, the information, they say it's been blatantly clear and obvious for you what you need to do and the path that you need to head down and the healing and things that need to be done. So they're just saying to be open to that in May. Be open, be receptive, because this is a wonderful time in your life. I mean, this is a life-expanding, life-changing time. So keep that in mind as you go through this. Keep in mind your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Because, following your higher intentions, your life is going to move forward in dramatic ways, in ways that you could never have imagined. But they're saying trust and listen and act. Next card is flower power. And at the bottom it says, spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. So for those of you, this is, okay, so you know how they were saying that there's a number of you that, in order for you to cross over the threshold into the things that await you, you need to do some healing. For some of you, it's healing emotions. For some of you, it's healing you being critical of yourself, doubting yourself, not believing in yourself. For some of you, it's healing your heart, knowing that you're worthy of love, you're worthy of giving love, you're worthy of receiving love, healing that receptivity of love. For some of you, healing addictions. But there's healing that still has to be done. And they're saying it won't be difficult, because they brought you up to the threshold. But the thing is, there are things that you're still going to have to do. For some of you, the healing is finally letting go of that experience that's been so painful and that vicious circle ride for you, kicking that, letting that go, finally permanently letting that go. For some of you, healing your heart. For some of you, healing addictions. They brought you to the threshold. You're almost there. There's not a lot of work that has to be done. And what they're saying is that a number of you, you can what will help you with this healing process is, flower essences. So, for some of you, it can be simply, going into a garden, getting some flowers. But what they're saying is to use essential oils. So essential oils, they're very beneficial in healing. When doing healing sessions on people, different essences heal different things. They heal different chakras. So, for example, rose oil. Rose oil is beneficial for healing your heart, helping heal that heart wall, helping heal your heart so that you can love yourself, love others, be open to love. For some of you, if you can't sleep well, use lavender oil. And then the catch all, like a really good oil that's really good for healing is frankincense. So when in doubt, get some frankincense. If you know that you need to heal your heart and emotions tied to that, get some frankincense, put it on your heart center. For some of you, if it's related to a job and you're really, having doubt and worry, get some frankincense and put it on your solar plexus chakra. For some of you that are worried about, they're saying some of you are really worried about money, finances, family, stability, future. Get some frankincense and put it on your root chakra, which is, down in your, say it's probably 3-4 inches below your belly button. So they're encouraging you, for those of you that have the healing, and a number of you in the situation have some healing left to do, to go get some essential oils, because that will be beneficial and that will help you. Of course, pray, ask God and the angels for help. And if you do use the essential oils, make sure that you buy pure organic oils that have been processed correctly. So pure, no fillers. So this bottom row is supposed to be your love, but your love has infiltrated the entire reading. But the first card we have is passion. And at the bottom it says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Now, typically when this card comes up, this talks about people having passion for life, because if they have passion for life, it will bring passion and joy in other areas of their life. But they're saying for you, okay, so they've heard your prayers to have a great love. You've been praying for a great love. You've been praying for the love of a lifetime. For some of you, you've lost your hope in that happening. It's not going to happen with that person from the past that you're merry-go-round. But you've been praying for the love of a lifetime. They want you to know that your prayers have been heard, and they've already been answered. But it really begins with you. It begins with you. You're doing your healing. You're trusting. You're having faith. Your optimism. Oh, they're giving more information. Okay. So what they're saying is, for some of you, okay, so they're saying some of you have met a new love interest. So some of you, you're single, you've been praying, oh God, please give me this, dreamboat love of my life, this divine, meant to be soulmate, undeniable, love connection, this perfect partner. And you've been praying for that. And so you've met someone. So, you've met this person. They're saying for some of you, you've got to do your healing to trust that you can trust that person. Because they're saying for some of you, you have trust and doubt. Like, can I trust this person? Is it really that person that you've sent for me? Because in your heart that is that divine love and partnership that they have sent for you. That man, that woman, he, she, they are the answer to your prayers. So you've met them, you feel this undeniable connection with them. You wonder, can I trust them? Or are they going to hurt me and squash and stomp all over my heart like the last person did? They won't. They have nothing but unconditional love for you. They are your doorway to personal happiness. You can trust them like you can trust none other. But what they're saying is part of your doubt is they're saying that, so this person you've met, you feel this intense sexual connection with this person, with this guy, this gal, and you're wondering like what they're saying. It's almost like you're sitting and you're questioning like, what in the world is it with this person? Like, why am I so sexually drawn to them? Why am I so why do I think of them and long for them? And there's just a ton of passion, so much passion and spark. That you're really getting to wonder, is there something more to this? And they're saying yes. So those of you that are in this situation, yes, you're feeling all that passion, that chemistry, that sexual draw and attraction to that person, because they are the one meant for you. But you're also feeling the other things. So they're saying, listen to your intuition, listen to the guidance that you've been getting, trust that. If you need any more information, pray, ask them to give you signs, and they will lead you in that direction. But the reason you feel so drawn is because that's your divine partner that answered your prayer. Next card we have is pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So okay, what they're saying is some of you've been in a relationship with someone. Some of you, it's a relationship that you're off and on with the person, but it's an unhealthy relationship. And there's some disconcerting parts to the relationship, some very alarming things. And you've been swept up because some of you, I get, you've really wanted this partnership. So you met this new person and you're just swept up in the emotions and, oh my gosh, this could be the one. So you're ignoring all the red flags because you just so badly want to be with this person. And for some of you, they're saying that this is a person from the past. For some of you, it could very well be that person that they're saying slam the door on. Because you're so badly wanting it to work, like you're reminiscing on how things used to be in the past, but this person repeatedly keeps burning you because they're not a good person for you. They're not meant to be. But same thing, you're just so swept up in it and keep hoping that it works. You're ignoring all the blatant red flags that are right in front of your face. So they're saying to don't allow your emotion to blind you to that person's characteristics, their habits, their behaviors, their mistreatment toward you, because you're getting those red flags for a reason. I mean, the red flags are something is off. This is not right. It could be an indication of dishonesty, disrespect, flirtatiousness, cheating. Maybe they have substance abuse issues. Maybe they lack all integrity. I mean, maybe they're lying and deceiving you. Maybe they've lied and deceived you financially and physically. Maybe they've cheated on you. But I get that for those of you in a relationship, there's a lot of red flags. And you keep ignoring those red flags because you're really just hoping that, you can make this work out. But it's not going to work out. You're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. This is not going to work out. So they're saying, pay attention to those red flags. For some of you, they're saying some of you even need to have an honest conversation because you've noticed a lot of the signs, but they're saying like you've buried your head in the sand because you just wanted to ignore it and kept hoping. So they're saying, pull your head out of the sand, pay attention to the red flags. You're seeing them for a reason. They're saying that they're very glaring, very bright, very obvious, undeniable signs. But you also need to have an honest conversation with that person because some of you have been dreading and avoiding having a conversation with that person to finally end it. But they're saying it's time for that. It's time for that conversation. It's time for that discussion. It's time to to leave that person that doesn't serve you and move on. Move on to your path of healing, what they're saying. They're saying listen to your intuition, because they've been giving you a lot of signs. Ask for their help when you have that conversation. They will help you with it. And they'll get you on the path toward the person you're supposed to be with. Okay. Last card we have. So I pulled a card and I was asking, okay, what can you do to improve your love life? And this card came up, learning experience. And so what they're saying is, what you're going through, it's in your love life, it's an opportunity for you to learn some very big, important life lessons. So instead of looking at it negatively and woe is me and this is such a big problem, and for some of you, you look at it like, why can't I make this work out? Because it's not meant to be worked out. That's not the person for you. They're saying it's not a problem. It's actually a good thing. Yeah, all you're meant to do is learn your lesson, grow, and leave this person and move on. And in some of the things the qualities and things that you're acquiring along the way are, strength and forgiveness and patience and perseverance and to love yourself. Because for some of you, this person has been they've torn you down so bad that a lot of you have stopped loving yourself. So your big lesson is to learn to love yourself. And they're saying that's all it was. They're saying stop beating yourself up. Look at it for what it is. They've given you a lot of signs, a lot of intuitive guidance. Pay attention to those flags, and let it go and take it for what it was, just a learning experience. So if you look at this card, you see an angel. She's holding a white dove, and the dove's about to take flight. She's about to let that dove go so it can take flight. So they're saying, so what is it? What are the things that you're tired of, and what are you really sick of, tired of, and ready to let go of? Because think about that, and once you finish contemplating that, thinking on that, and I get a number of you already have. It's just you're choosing to ignore that. But if you haven't, take the time to contemplate that and think about what is it you are sick and tired of that you are ready to let go of so you can move forward to your happiness. And then once you've done that, then look at it and try to extract and figure out what is the blessing within that pattern. What is it that you were supposed to learn? Because once you see what you were supposed to learn and what that blessing was that was supposed to come out of that pattern, that experience with that person, it won't repeat itself anymore. You finally will be free of them. You'll finally be free of that pain, that vicious cycle. And you'll have learned the lesson, and you will really be free finally to move into your happiness. So the angels that, they're encouraging you to see the situation in more of a positive light, instead of looking at it as though, you're missing out on something with someone, this isn't going to work. Except to know that that's not meant to work. Never has been. It's simply a lesson. So just look at it positively. This is simply a lesson. You've learned to love yourself more. You've learned to take care of yourself and not give everything you have to another person. But just look at it positively. Identify those lessons, heal away the unwanted patterns, and let it go. And in your angels, they say that they're there to help you. They've been giving you a lot of signs. Pay attention to those signs. If you need help having the conversations, if you need help finally letting go, if you need help, nailing and hot gluing the door shut, whatever it is you need help with, ask for their help and they will help you with that. Because they haven't brought you to this realization to not help you get through it. And you're almost done with it. It's just the final steps of you finally letting go and finally just knowing it simply was a learning experience. It's not the person you're supposed to be with. And you know that in your heart. So ask for their help. They'll help you with that. Pay attention to any thoughts, feelings, intuitive guidance that you're getting. And the final thing is that they're saying is you're going to have to take action. You're going to have to set that person free, which will free yourself ultimately.